Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good Nevermore. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways. On WTF. Furthermore. Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the dcd.org, your one-stop shop for the best of the brightest authors, artists, and music. Possible by sales of the Simple Sword, Simple Spear, all part of our ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled a sword to teaching the art to others. Happy Robots line of books and games. And, of course, Hades and Hellfire, a dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child in the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. How is everybody? It's a quiet house today, but that's fine. That is absolutely fine. Because, folks are busy doing things for the holidays, and we are absolutely here for it. Get out there and have as much fun as humanly possible. We all need it. Let's talk some accountability. Well, let's find out. I am just under 750 words into a little short project in the Hades and Hellfire universe. Something for the working title being Home Delivery. I might bang that out if I have time, depending on how things go, soon. If I'm out a little after, and that's fine. Trust me, I'm sure it'll be a festive tale. I plan to do some good. Beyond that, I've been... Let's see. What's happened since last week? I've been doing a lot of house cleaning, a lot of taking care of prep for the holiday. Just the nuts and bolts things that need to happen leading into last night. I find I have a tendency to willingly or unwillingly observe the solstice. Uh, it's just a vibe. So I've just learned to accept that that's just something that happens. I'm always sleepless right around it, but it was a little different in that I got everybody off to bed, did my usual evening activities, uh, drills and the like, and I just kind of because like the vibe was very different. Uh, Usually, there's like aspect to the whole solstice for me. It's a vibe. It's hard to explain, but things get thin and things get spooky, and very often, in fact, most years, I am up the entire night waiting on the dawn. Just happens. Came to peace with it, but last night was a bit different. And of course, there was still a level of spookiness. There always is. There's shiftings. There's guard changes and oddness that time of year. This time of year, actually. But for reasons that are beyond my ken, beyond my scope, for the first time in a very long time, I felt myself be very calm. Relaxed isn't the right word, but calm. And indeed, last few days, something very strange has been going on because I ended up in my little pocket, originally meant to be a sketch pad, uh, drafting designs for things, different type of for Mandy, a few other fits it and what's it's. The artificer brain gets going. Not not really driven toward to art of the drawing or painting to tell a story, but driven towards designing and engineering. My brain just was spinning in those tracks. I was very, very comfortable. It was very freeing. Don't know why, but I just kind of accepted. And I know there is a lot going on right now in the real world, so to speak. You all have access to some semblance of broadcast news, but one, light it up a bit. My lights came down again. Uh, but for some reason, I just feel like pressure has just started to sort of abate, to slide off the edges. And while it's not, to the point of being ecstatic or happy, it's certainly not spring like. There is a shift in the air. And it's quietly optimistic. Dangerous word to use. I understand optimism, optimistic in this time, day and age. But it's there. And I think we can work with that. I think I can work with that. For a set of reasons that I don't necessarily need to discuss. This the most merry feeling. Uh, and a lot of people feel that way. Now, I really plan to come on here and ha ha, but I don't believe in BSing y'all. So I didn't. I'm not. But we can work with that. Because now we have made it, if you've been paying attention, through the longest night of 2025. We made it through that switch. And the days are, despite the temperatures falling, despite the weirdness that is to come, the days are going to get longer, my friends. Spring will, in fact, return. And while there's no doubt difficulties ahead, there always are. It's not beyond our scope to find joy. Because though many have lost momentum and slid back into the dread scope of normal, there are those among us who took the opportunities presented by all the difficulty of 2020 and transmuted it through the alchemy of hope into new directions in our lives, new expressions of creativity, new motivations of possibility, a rebalancing of the scales, if you will. And today, again, I feel a similar process is occurring. Quieter, perhaps smaller. But those who have endured much are comforted when there is balance in the universe. Those who have served many are rewarded when there is balance in the universe. And as anyone with eyes or has paid any measure of attention, we are coming, I believe, through a time where a lot of scales got imbalanced and heavily handed, not subtly. The thumb has been on the scale of fate for quite some time. And that imbalance has come at cost. But it also comes to an end. Now, I do not think things will get better immediately. In fact, things may, like the weather, grow worse for a time. Because anytime you have to climb out of a hole, it is tiring, it is exhausting, it is strenuous. But it's always worth it. It is not the end of the year just yet. I know. It is around a week away. give take. Calendar year. There are a couple other calendars that could be a little spicy for a bit. But it is coming on time to remember what the gifts are. Obviously, as a Christian, I do take the gift of the promise of Christmas very seriously, though not as solemnly and seriously as I take Easter. But there is something else about this time of year that a historian would say is older than the Easter story. It's older than the Christmas story. There is something about this time of year that has a profound effect on us, because it is a time of defiant hope. The knowledge that despite the colder times yet to come, despite the couple months when things can get lean and that the wolf might growl at the door, that portion of winter that comes like a scrawny coyote, half mad with hunger. We face it not with dread, but with near mad delight. Because coyotes are strange creatures. And they're only emboldened, being innately cowards, they're only emboldened when, in large numbers and very full, or in small numbers and very hungry. And the hungry coyote means it has not been able to feed. And there are coyotes in our lives, guys. As we build up, as we face a world that's designed to drive us to mundanity, it's designed to pull us to obscurity. Our effort, our time, our attention, our energy, our hopes, our dreams, too often are fed on by people who bear the undying hunger, the taboo greed, not for any volume nor mass nor count, but for more. And when they are strong through fate or function, They gather at the door. They howl into the night. All pomp and terror. Prideful little things. Eaters of cats and puppies. But when they come skulking around in dwindling numbers and hollow bellies, still continually hungering for more, and there's no more. No more that can be taken, no more that will be given. They must inevitably draw back into the darkness from whence they came, because they do not have the strength to hold. They cannot break their siege on the strongholds of our hearts. We have instead the ability to say no. We have the ability to say no. I will tell my stories. I will make my art. I will spend my time, my life, the one aspect that I can get from no one else that cannot be redeemed to me. On my own needs and desires and those of whom I love and care for. I see this beginning. I see this going on. I see, as the time shifts and as the world changes, this energy. And those of us who have held the line against fear and anger, who dare to create, to publish, to share our ideas, to build up others. Rejoice. Because we have the means to help each other. We have the means as a community to see each other through the long, dark nights. And every time we do so, every time we help and we encourage and we build up and we tell the story, we make the art, we share the music, regardless of age, regardless of health, regardless of history, regardless of wealth or alignment or orientation or any of the myriad of things that people try to be separated by. Every time we hold one another close, we are working towards the promise of a better day. And we are starving the coyotes. And it's true. I do believe the coyote waits. Coyote waits. And in this time of year, facing the cold, there is a temptation to hunger for more. But together we are strong, not just against and fangs and claws of the coyotes in our lives, but against the temptation to walk that path. So, in what I have to hold as one of the greatest manifestations of human will that has gone on since light only came from the fire, and sound and music only came from our words and our deeds. In these, the darkest hours, we come together in glorious spite we celebrate all who have made it this far, and the hope that all shall be through again. Because this is the season of gifts. To face the time of most dread, most lean, facing the darkest hours of winter from the blackest of forests, and to respond with that by taking the time to make and build and acquire things to bring joy to each other for the sole purpose of bringing joy. Delight in the with a lot of folks. I know a lot of you are justifiably scared. I know a lot of you are justifiably angry. And some are sad and some feel lost. Guys feel the weight of the empty chairs this time of year. And in no way to less bemoan or diminish any of that. That is part of the season too. I have, due to series of events, spent time around a number of people near their final hours. And I am versed in what people regret. And in their final hours, they regret not spending more time with their family, not being more open with their heart, not being kinder, especially that path leads them to face the darker hours, the waning hours, in emotional solitude. I learned that very early on. I try, whenever possible, to escape that. I try to ensure that my regrets will be minimal. There are many. I've sinned in what I've done and what I've failed to do. But I know that the vast majority of time, for the things that matter, I've tried. And I would far rather try sincerely, be weighed, measured, and found lacking, live either deluded, believing my own grandeur untested, or cower in fear, ensuring defeat. So I say to run the first ad. Do not, if you are not happy the way people wish you to be this time of year. It's a hard one. There is no shame in realizing that. In an opposite part, do not let go cold to the love, joy that can be found in the company of those who matter and in the service of those who are forgotten. Do not let the modern deification of Santa Claus as an act of greed and status confuse you. Find what joy you can. If you are sad, lament, but give yourself always the exit, the light to say, and now I allow myself to enjoy the small thing because you deserve it. And if you are uncertain of whom you can reach to find sometimes wonderful trinkets of joy, I have the privilege of recommending some of the best people I've ever known. And some of the best people I would never limit by simply calling human. Think on what I said, and I'll be back in just a minute to see what you have to say. And yes, I do want to remind, as I do every year, Hanukkah to those of the McNinja clan and the followers of that tradition. May there always be frozen shamrocks with which to drive the piratical invaders. That is a bit of humor that most of you will have no clue what I'm referencing, but it delighted my black little heart, so I will continue to do so. Good morning, Good morning, Mr. Hollifield. You have been on my mind. So, when a certain project is completed, a copy will find itself to you. Not maybe before Christmas, maybe before New Year's. But once done, you will be the first person outside of my ah, ah, I had a cat hair got stuck on the roof of my mouth. As outside of my usual beta readers. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Carl. And accountability, done with Donna's latest book, so it will be published in January sometime. Rock on. Now working on redesigns for author covers since she got her rights back from the publisher. Exquisite. As we get ready for a new year, I need new commercials. I will be pruning from my personal cycle the ads of people who do not participate in the program and or have not afforded me remuneration to promote. So please consider new ads for some of you guys' projects, more ads for all of you, so that we can get them in the secret ad folder so that I may share them around. I have to check. If all goes well, I should be getting a new ad for a lovely gentleman I met at LaunchCon who does 3D print at a remarkably reasonable price, not to compete with our dear Joe, shape or form, nor our lovely Richard Asplund in any way, shape, or form, because it's a different style of projects than what I've seen those two fine gentlemen expound. And Donna's greeting Dan with sweetie, that's Donna. Every time I read Hi, Sweetie, I see that scene where Peter Capaldi is listening to Alex Kingston. I always get her last name wrong. Riversong. As the doctor, she does not know that he is the doctor and he's standing next to her. Every time I see Hi, Sweetie, I think of that. And I think of you too. And I think that's delightful. Accountability. I'm responsible for the Witzman dude helping another author redesign her covers. Excellent. True. Though we were Facebook friends, I didn't know the story until Donna pushed us together. That's delightful. And it reminds me I have to find a very cheap high heel to paint and mock up as a Louis Vuitton for the cover of the next for Hates and Hellfire 2, because I did a photo cover on the first one and it did quite well. So perhaps I'll do something like that. I have a vision trying to form. You guys are wonderful for reminding me of things I forgot. I didn't push you two together. She asked if I knew anyone who knew a cover designer, and I knew one. You, LOL. It was a figure of speech. Uh-huh. That almost got 3 snaps in Z formation. And hello, Angelina. Hey, Dan. Uncle Carl, Aunt Dana. Hi, Angelina. Hey, Angelina. Hey, and hi, Trey. Did I skip Trey? Oh, I literally skipped it. Good morning. Good morning, Trelena, my dear. How are you? How are you feeling? I've been most concerned. But when someone is ill and I'm most concerned about them, I tend to not bother them so that they can actually recover and keep my brooding concerns, and frets to myself whenever possible, so as not to be a bother. But rest assured, you have been fretted over, and thoroughly. Hi, Trey. Hey, Trey. Slinks in all foxy like doom, da, doom, da, doom, da, doom. All right, Captain. Can we have money for a slinky dress? I think she needs a slinky dress. Hi, Foxy. And morning. Now Ted out for an appointment for Ted. Well, you guys have fun, and if he's good at his appointment and he does what the doctor tells him, maybe he can have one of those little Lego sets on the way home. We all wish you the best. Good luck for Ted. Hey, Ted. Hey, Don. We'll be thinking about you both. We're thinking about you guys. Don and Foxy and Inigo is sending out his numeral code to the canine viewers in the distant future. I'm not trying to flick anyone off. I'm just getting like dust and stuff. Pinky wiggles. Hey, Foxy and Inigo. Wiggles back. I guess it's Inigo saying best wishes. Hey, Inigo. Don't forget to like and share, folks. Hey, Nick. Hey. How you doing, Donna? And Botrick's correctly joining the chat. Of course, headphone users beware. Relatively safe for headphones now. Spotty interwebs, again, just be warned. I'm not even getting a warning, so it might be on your end today. And good morning to Nick and all. How are you doing? I'm on Christmas break. Yes, I'm finishing up Christmas gifts. Hi. Assuming all goes well today, I will be trying to wrap up presents that are present and available. I will be trying to get some lights up and prep because tonight is the annual watching of White Christmas, whilst we string Fruit Loops for our trees. We now have a couple little trees. I was given a fiber optic one. It was very delightful by my father as an early Christmas gift. And I'm looking for it. I mean, it's up. It's quite lovely. I'm looking forward to decorating it. And a couple of the other smaller ones we have may just be peppered. I've never had multiple trees up before, and I think that's kind of cool. But yes, you are a gift to us all, my dear. Hey, Cat. I was going to make a comment about filling one's stockings, and I decide mayhaps I shouldn't get myself in trouble this year. Hi, Cat. Nick's got his Santa hair vibe on. Ho, ho, ho. Hi, Carl. Hey, Carl. Cat, we got greetings and greetings on Hydrolin, and summer is coming. Rejoice and be glad. Hey, Rich. Although this spring, everyone please plant what you can. I've said it. Hey, Rich, and yes, it is. Hey, Rich. Morning, my fiendish friends. Fiendish? Fiendish? I know not what you speak. Good job, Dawn. You know what I mean. Hi, Trelane. Hey, Angelina, you guys are in. Nick missed his calling as a revolutionary or a church leader. Perhaps I did, and perhaps not. Perhaps not. And I say this not subtly. The greatest preacher that I can name, excluding Neil Diamond because of Brother Love's Travel and Salvation Show, which is the finest sermon ever written, was Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers was, I believe, and I apologize if I get the denomination wrong, a Presbyterian minister. And yet, without so much as an uttered word of God on his programming, I feel that no one has so embodied a presentation of Christ-like ideals as Mr. Fred Rogers. Because I will always believe the work is more important than the worker, and I believe that you do good because it's good. If people ask me to talk about such things. And I do feel in no part a revolutionary. It's just the revolution I seek, the revolution I espouse is for you, my lovely viewers, to find independent life from your own limitations. Because so many of us, by what we perceive to be outside forces, when really it is our own ingrained programming. I am no exception in any way, shape, or form of this. The day we realize as a people that external programming, more often than not, is what limits us, and that we set that aside to live independently and beautifully. It is my philosophy that people, for the vast majority of people, are inherently good. And the reason that the vast majority is because they are in pain. And any animal bites or lashes out when it's in pain. And while we in Shakespeare's parable, we are in that sphere. Being the greatest of all animals, as we so humbly assign ourselves, does not negate our status as natural beings. And I believe this is community. Humanity's greatest development is kind, it's mercy, it's taking care of the wounded, it's bring to the sad and the scared. And not evangelizing, that's a different job. There are people who do that, and they're better at it than I am. I leave that to them. I'll be better. And I'm going to. Great homily today, Nick. Preach. You know, I will preach on. I think on such things because in no way do I think my frees me in a certain way. Joe. I always get the most stumble over my ego. And I have a lot of ego. But I see the people in my, at least through conversation, if not full on physical, in my chat. And you find folks in whom I delight are all marvelous creators. You all see people for their potential. And I know so many people who will see this later embody that. How can I not try to nudge who walk towards greatness farther down the line? By what right hold a light that to make things clearer or more comfortable or kinder? Nah. Forget shake of hair. Tockert t-shirts here. Well, that is a fine thing. And good morning, everyone. I hope that first day of winter and a good start of Yule. Happy Hanukkah to those celebrate. Christmas is almost here. And I realize as squees are discussed, because Dawn is busy, and I don't know if she's still with us, but since Dawn isn't here to squee, when she catches back up with this, and I do hope she does, I hope all of the folks who haven't seen this catch up. Here's Buddy and Georgette. I didn't forget. I just was. Oh, Dawn, don't look at me like that. Anyway, time, I think, for a commercial. I have no choice. I have utterly no choice in the commercial. I must reach for commercials in my feed.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Now, let's see what we have going on. Hey, Chris, and Dawn had to leave, so you hear her squee in your head. I cannot get that high, so yeah, imagine. Oh, don't encourage my imagination on a day such as this, Foxy. All manner of mischief could be occurred. Hey, Chris, address Kwanzaa to those who celebrate, and lest I forget, Festivus for the rest of us. Indeed. Foxy, no one can squee as high as our Dawn girl. Oh, wait a second. Oh, Donny gal, the squeeze are falling. We can't reach the shrill peak so high, though you leave our chat appalling. Chris will surely cry. Anyway, hi, Chris. But Chris Kwanzaa. I appreciate the warm greeting squeeze. Actually, the ladies and women. Are you saying ladies and us women, Chris? Yes, he is. These are too concerned with perks. Women are real and tell dirty jokes and laugh along. I would say not. I have known some ladies who can be most foul-mouthed, most inappropriate, And yet, through bearing, courage, and innate, you know, personal nobility, personal authority, command the respect and attention of all those around them. Well, I cite more than anything, given this chat's fumbling on his speech impediment, would be Mae West. You see, you will often hear lines like is very different from being a lady. Often imitated, never duplicated. A high-class lady, such as those in my chat, are forces of nature. And to limit one's definition by dress or proclivities is not in me. I'll accept that. Oh, Donna, I was once called a female lady, and she said she was no lady. So I try to acknowledge those who might not identify. As long as you feel real and show your authentic self, you will be loved and accepted. Then fix it. I'm no lady either, unless I'm time. Why wouldn't I like myself? Love, right, Winsman dude? Right, Donna. There are times when I don't, so I improve those aspects. Work, hugs. But aren't we all? Constantly. Foxy well said. There are some who cover both sides well. Those are fun. People are often like just to appreciate, some more obvious than others. Indeed. In one's mouth, wouldn't know anything about that. And trying to tell the difference. I can play the lady when I must. I can. Roles. Is that a green room comment? Can be, Carl. Okay, just because you guys like it so much. The reminder that's not the green room. Since that picture was taken. Anyway. Most people evolve to some degree. So they are nearly all. Usually those people are a delight to know, and they're usually something to behold. I think of myself as being something akin to the Doctor, in that every a certain number of years, I find myself transformed, or not. Incarnations of yours truly have been far more pleasant than others, both to live and to endure. But if you stop trying, if you ever stop examining, assessing, and applying new information, you petrify, you putrefy in some cases. And we've met those sad folks peaked in high school and never let go of that mentality. And the longer they go, the sadder it. A great suffer imposter syndrome, not realizing that the only thing embodying is that. So true. We usually watch Thin Man over the long night. Night instead. Trey. I deployed. Street. Just remember later. For some reason, I started looking around my work desk like it would. Oh, now indeed. I have Jerry Rafferty song stuck in my head. Hello, Don's babies. Indeed. I showed up just in time to bust out the whole Don's baby, and you technically beat her to it because she was gone before I had the opportunity. Hi, all. Hello, Grim. I hope you are snuggly. I hope you're happy. I hope you are just having yourself a big and rich time. Now, for a Merry Christmas, get up. You certainly deserve it. A bit before presents are, but rest assured, small token may be coming your way. Yeah. And then once you're safely in your own place, things will occur, including the propsters. Hey, Grant and Grim. Grant and Grim. Hi, Carl, Donna, Grim, Trey. Hi, Grant and Grim. Hey, Chris. And I hope everybody had a good weekend. I am having. This is the pause where my wife work. However, smooth sailing for a while after. And I will rejoice. Indy CD stumbles in, looks around, grabs a water and a crab ragout, then sits in the back. We have crab. No, what? Sounds amazing right now. The Joey has the restaurant with the best crab ragout in town. And my favorite restaurant ever than I am. I like to think of myself as a gal. Get your say. You get what Susie. You get it. You deserve it. You deserve to be comfortable. I am whatever I say I am. Why would I say I am? Oh no. So time for me. See. Help me. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. A Merry Christmas to. No, we need better music. I've got better music.
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a cap, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your chair. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too.
It is funny that I like to see myself as something as a gal. There is one arc of it I have not to listen to, and it's an audio. But there is a podcast called the Penumbra Podcast from the Penumbra Hotel that can be anywhere and any. And among the stories they speak, the stories of Juno and Juno Steele is a private detective on trying to ink out a life. And he not quite get him. But he will express himself a lady like him. And I find that delightful. Gender-wise with me, he is what you get. No judgment of superiority or anything like that. Simple clarity. But I recommend Juno Steele if you have the mentality to be comfortable with. I do need to listen to the last season, but I have this bad habit. I'll tell you, many I was told of a legend of a superstition, and I'm not sure its origin. But if you start a book, even if you don't like it, you must to finish it. If you don't, there's a chance and the story may escape. My mind latched on to that, and I developed a habit of maybe not finishing something I truly love, so that I know there's always a little bit left. So I don't hear the loss the ending can bring, as so often endings do. And for the ever so slight chance that maybe some of the more colorful aspects of the book will leak. That might be why I've been hesitant to listen to the last portion of Juno Steele. That, and I think my heart will shatter to pieces on the floor that I will have to sweep up if Peter Noroyev, whatever his name may be at the moment, don't end up together. Alas! Hey, Joe. Good morning, Carl, and everyone who tried to morning. That wording, I misread that. That's how tired I am. I meant seat. Read it as seat. My brain didn't even said I typed it as seat. It wasn't until you said it that I realized I typed sit. Good, Joe. Just my mind and how I read things. You are an editor. Poor tired Joe. I read it that way too, Carl. Nick, I am on Carl version 5.3, I think. Excellent. Apparently, I'm still recovering from the midnight shift Saturday night. Joe is the Caganeer today. Caganeer today? It's a term. No? Yes, Google that. Oh, I know, because I'm going to have to. La da 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 da. A Caganeer. Catalan for the pooper. A traditional figure in Catalan nativity scenes depicting a person's symbolizing fertility, good luck, and prosperity for the new year by fertilizing the earth. This quirky figure, traditionally a peasant in a red cap, is hidden in the nativity scene, finding it brings good fortune, with modern versions often parodying politicians, celebrities, and pop culture meanings. read the pronunciation, so I will keep trucking on that. I don't know what version of myself I am right now. Sometimes we slide. Hey, I'm pretty sure whatever version I am is still in beta. Of course. Shift this weekend too. Oh my. Daggone Trans-Siberian Orchestra to our city. I'm not saying that they're on the short list of concerts I would desperately like to see in person. I am saying I envy you greatly, sir. Take that, Carl. I miss Grim coming in. Sorry. Hey, Grim. Here's where it's on. Oh, Burb. Nick's hair is looking more professory than usual. It's interesting. I've been defined as being like and college professor. Given my presentation today, I can see that. And we'll skip my Twitch bots that have found my way here. Crab Rangoon, did you bring enough for the whole class, Joseph? I'll not allergy stacked up. I did, however, not save any for the whole class. You ate a whole class's worth of Crab Rangoon? You fiend. If I had coffee and ginger snaps as a breakfast today, I would be. Chair! This is a miracle, special moments and hope to those who have little of any of those. Plenty of situations that aren't happy. Chair, oh Indigo, that song and playtime. Speaking of special moments, cats are starting to pester me. That's okay. Hello, that's okay. I'll be getting my own in 3 days. What we can to those we can. Our attitude and outlook can make a difference. I hope the true spirit of the season finds you all and helps those in need. That's perfectly okay, Foxy. After all, you're a work in progress. I refuse to stop moving forward, even if sometimes I have to move sideways to get there. Absolutely. And in the spirit of the season, I'm hoping that not Joe Bachman and his kids are doing well. Callie is awake and agreeing it's lunchtime. Later's all. TTFN. Have a good one. And bye, Carl and Donna. Have a nice afternoon. I think I will run some ads and wrap up then. There may be a random spontaneous art stream, depending on how much progress and how I'm feeling. You see, I, in the game for my lovely players, I had some holiday-themed baddies, and I might wish to draw them up. So that may or may not happen in the fairly near future. What will happen is we're going to run this.
From the moment Security Chief Michael Fassino heard her lilting voice, he was smitten with the Irish lady in distress. But what's invaded his home station at Caladar? And what's that Irish voice doing in his head?
You can find all of Donna Carlene's books on Lulu.com. Find out more about her on the NDCD page at ndcd.org.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at ndcd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel. But otherwise, I'm Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Folks, sorry there was a knock at my door. We're all here to ensure that you are arting, that you are creating, that you are making the world more lovely, more beautiful, more than it would be without you. So guys, keep drawing, keep creating. You can edit it. You can improve it, but you cannot edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. And I'll be back Wednesday. Yes, there will be a Christmas Eve Day show for another episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. And then I will see you all. I love you, and you should too. Merry whatever you've got going on. Toodles.